stay alive for? That endless scurrying from bad to good to bad again must have been exhausting. And each return to bad brought with it a little flurry of deaths. Tell me, if you admired humans so much, why did you keep inflicting your failures upon them?
Welcome, Dungeon Delvers, to the third installment of our Call of Cthulhu game. So we will be starting with a brief little look into what the group might potentially be facing. So we start on a construction scene, a construction site, as dusk is taking the sky. People are closing up, starting to pack up for the night, and we see two construction workers having some friendly banter, talking. One of them's like, "Oh yeah, I gotta go home. The missus has made dinner and I can't be late." As he yawns, and his friend's like, "You been sleeping okay, Jeff?" The other one goes, "Yeah, every day I just kind of wake up sore. It's kind of strange. It's like I've been sleeping, but my body keeps moving after I'm sleeping." And his friend's like, "Oh, yeah, I understand that. I got a friend who experienced sleepwalking. It's a lot more common than you think." We see another individual approaching this construction site. And these two construction workers see them and they go, "Hey friend, site's closed for the night." And this individual just completely ignores them and continues to walk into the construction site. And these two construction workers look at each other and they're like, "That's strange. Should we follow him? I mean, it's probably good to. We don't want to have an accident on our site." And they follow this person. And they come to the person stops at the edge of the construction yard and just starts to dig. And they're like, "Okay, that's kind of weird." And they go to go to look at this person. And they kind of like grab him on the shoulder and they're like, "Hey, buddy, you can't be doing that." And they turn. This person has their eyes completely closed. That just punches one of these construction workers in the face and goes back to digging. And we will now cut to the... It is now daytime. The sun has just risen. And we look into the Enigma house. What are Alexander and Gerald doing?
Well, so what time is it now, you say?
Probably 7 or 8 a.m.
Alright. I'd say Alexander's kind of been like... He's kind of been sleeping till like 9 a.m. or like 9:30 because he's been staying up late reading.
Fair.
So I'd say he's still asleep.
Okay.
Alexander, a knock on his door. You ordered more books? I'll leave them out here on the side table for you.
Yeah, he's kind of just says that.
Alexander's in his room. Gerald is... He essentially is like doing like the so-called work around the station, around the base. Kind of just checking up on things since other members are out. I forgot his name. Sean?
Sean is not there.
Sean is not there. Okay.
You remember Sean was talking about going to the museum. His father helped fund this dig, and this archaeological dig. There's a mixed archaeological and paleontological, so archaeology and paleontology dig that found some very promising results.
Okay.
And so he's going to this museum to support his dad. You know that Sean isn't exactly the most museum-going type. But
oh shit, that's right. He's the... and Sean the mayor's son or something like that?
Yes, he's the mayor's son.
Yeah.
He's also the Fred Jones of the group.
Yes.
But other than that, as you're going about doing the other mainly morning chores, you hear the familiar steps of small footsteps running down the stairs. Hi, Gerald.
Susan. Well,
What's for breakfast?
Oh, for breakfast. Well, I look in, I'm gonna imagine, I picked up the books, but I went probably out to get, groceries or something. Because, Alexander needs to eat. I obviously help take care of Susan, but Alexander hardly leaves his room ever. So, I imagine I get groceries, come back, and I look in the bag, and I'm gonna... The bags... Sounds like good breakfast. How about some eggs and bacon?
Okay.
And remind me again, what was the name? What did Susan call?
Mr. Tingles.
Does Mr. Tingles want breakfast?
I think he's okay.
All
Are you
right.
okay, Mr. Tingles? She looks towards the stairs, and it is at this moment that the temperature in this room drops about 2 degrees. And you know that he has entered the room.
Gerald just kind of in his head say, like, on cue, wherever Susan goes, Mr. Tingles ain't far behind.
So, I was wondering, I've kind of been in this house for a while. Could we go do something outside?
Gerald's gonna kind of think for a second. He knows the answer is going to be yes, but on how? Well, sure. Is there something you want to do? Want to go to a park?
No, not really. I just I draw a lot of pictures, and I do a lot of puzzles, but I'm kind of starting to get bored. So,
Well, then I have just the thing for you. I'm not sure if it's open now, but there's a new museum. Have all kinds of weird and interesting things in places like that.
museum. I've never been to a museum. Sure, that sounds fun.
It's like a place full of weird objects and art.
I like art. Is Alexander gonna join us, or is he still in his room?
And Joe will look over. I'll ask. Gerald fully believes he's going to say no because he's not. There's probably been a couple times Gerald has offered for Alexander to come out, do something else other than sit in his room and read. But it's always been. I imagine, unless there's something Alexander has said yes to. Or has he generally said no to
I
any
mean,
little-
he would generally say no to most places. For him to just go out and do stuff. Just normally that doesn't have to do with like cases. Like the only thing he would really come out for would be like cases. If they had like a case or something,
which we've not had.
which you would
I
not.
imagine we
Yeah.
have not had a case for
We have not.
Yeah.
for what was it, like a month or so?
Yeah, it's been roughly 4 weeks.
Okay.
Well, as you go to wake up Alexander, we're gonna cut over to Alexander. Alexander, as you're
Mhm.
sleeping, you find yourself in a familiar-looking room. You've had this dream once a week for the past 4 weeks. You're sitting at a table, and you hear the footsteps of a man approach. A well-dressed man, almost seems scholarly. And he pulls out a chair on the opposite side of the table, sits down, looks at you, and says something. I need you to roll a Cthulhu Mythos check.
All right. Damn.
So, he looks at you, sighs slightly, and then in perfect English, maybe next week, turns and walks back into the darkness, and you wake up just as you hear the knocking on your door.
Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Why? What?
I must apologize. My character Gerald, I, the player, was muted during the recording of this part.
Museum? The
It's
Somerville
okay. Yeah.
Museum of Natural History, right?
Yes. It's not a completely new museum. It is that this small museum is suddenly getting a very large new exhibit. So, something, yeah. But it's been around, but it's the kind of place that you go to once, and then you've seen everything inside of it, and you're like, okay, now I never have to come here again.
Okay, Alexander will stay. Sorry. New one? He's gonna Alexander's gonna just literally grab the door and just like open it with like super speed and just say, how weird. He doesn't even fucking care.
And
How weird.
From the pamphlet, it looks interesting. Apparently, recently found in this paleontology / archaeology dig was unearthed a nearly fossilized giant squid, which is strange for this area because you're in the middle of Nebraska, but there is a giant squid was
Ooh.
unearthed. There's giant squid. There is like some like ancient ancient relics, like pottery shards, and like all of these things that like all relate. They're all pretty old. But yeah. One of the other
What?
another thing of note is found this part of a cylindrical, almost staff was found, but it's not a full staff, just like probably like half a foot long. There's a shard of this, what experts are assuming is a staff, but that's all that was found.
Okay. Hold on. How'd you say that word again? Cylindrical?
Cylindrical, yeah.
Okay. Let's see if I can spell this. Yeah, close enough. Alexander will say, you know what? Yeah, let's go. He's gonna push up his glasses up when he says
Have
that.
you had them fixed since the carnival incident, or do they still have tape?
Well, remember I had spares.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now I
You're
carry
right.
spares because of that incident. Now I always carry at least one spare on me whenever I
Okay.
leave, if I ever leave.
Okay.
I must apologize. My character Gerald, I, the player, was muted during the recording of this part.
She just smiles. So does that mean he's joining us at the museum? Um, it is probably like um probably it it's August. August of 2002. There we go. Yeah. Mm.
Alexander will just kind of put his trench coat on and everything, get extra pair of glasses. hmm Um, and he's gonna get some like breakfast where he's just gonna make some toast, and what he's gonna do is he's gonna have toast, and then he's gonna do that thing that joggers do, or like boxers do when they're like jogging, and then he's gonna put 3 eggs in a fucking cup and then just drink it raw.
It's not for muscle gain. It's literally just for like ease of access and
hmm
like speed eating.
Gerald kind of like cringes when he does that, but he's like, well, at least you're getting your protein.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. Um,
Yeah,
I
we're all gonna
will.
get ready.
You do have a car. So you're able to.
Oh, right. Do you need a skill to drive a car, or is it just for like high intense situations?
It'd be for high intensity situation. Um,
Okay,
it'd be for like trying to drift or trying to go off a ramp or things like that. If
gotcha.
you're driving a car
So it is
normally,
very safe to say that I have a car. It's just if we get in some sort of chase or I have to do stuff, I'm not good at that.
yep.
But just from getting from point A to B, I can do.
Yeah. As you guys are about to leave the house, you notice that Sandy is currently lying like by the front door.
Oh yeah.
And she looks up at you and lays back down.
Oh, right in the way of the front door.
Yeah. The door yeah. The door swings in, so she is currently blocking the door.
Oh. Good girl, Sid. You being our door stopper. I just
She
start
kind
petting
of
the
like
dog.
does like he like does like the like dog huff. And she's just kind of laying on the ground like, oh.
Well, we are gonna need to get past you. Pet the
Yeah,
dog
so
for
move out of the fucking way.
pet the dog for like 2 more seconds, but I do begin to pick up using my strength and size to pick up Sandy.
As you start to lift her, she gets up on her leg, moves out of the way of the door, but goes and lays so that she's looking out a window.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, we'll be right back.
Okay, you guys are able to get into your car and you make it to the museum. It's a Wednesday in August. The museum's not too packed. There are a few people that are wandering around. You also notice so there are a few people wandering around.
Gerald
You
takes
notice
a deep breath.
you notice there is a scholarly looking woman who's answering questions for a semi-large group of people. You also see as you enter the very obvious giant squid, and this thing's like sitting at probably a good 10 feet from like tip of uh the tip of its head to like the end of its tentacles, so it's sitting like 10 feet long. um and all and
You don't see something like that every day.
No, you don't. Isn't it beautiful?
Gerald will shoot a glance at Alexander, who's eyeing the thing. Yeah.
He's gonna walk up. Alexander's gonna keep kind of walk up to it. As close as he
it is
can.
yeah, it's sanctioned off by a rope that says do not touch, but like
Right.
you're able to get within like a foot of it.
He's gonna kind of just glance. He's gonna kind of glance at or like stare at it and just kind of look it over. Kind of like analyzing it in his head, like what he's looking at.
Real quick, I want to look at Susan, but mostly looking for Mr. Tingles in the area. Obviously, he's there.
You know,
I want to know if, obviously, in a place like this, people can say it's getting chilly, or there's a particular place that has that is more that has an AC unit or something, so it's a bit easier to like. My concern is people either getting harmed. Now, I don't think there will be, but more I'm just keeping an eye out for like people's reactions as they pass by, essentially Susan and Mr. Tingles.
you do watch as people will pass. They will like shiver. It's like when you walk under an AC unit and like you just get that like slight jolt of cold air, and they'll kind of look around wondering why that they did that, but none of them are like taking um none of them are acting differently. um Give me a, what would this be? um, wish they had just a normal spot.
Spot hidden?
Give me a psychology check.
Psychology.
See if you're able to read the people well enough.
I have a 70 in psychology. Let's go.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Not many people are taking notice of Mr. Tingles, but you are, as you're looking around the crowd, you notice a lot, probably a good 35 to 45% of the people in this museum have like slight bags under their eyes. And are slightly sluggish. Not like complete exhaustion, but a good 35 to 45% of these people.
Like they maybe got 2 hours of sleep, essentially.
Yeah. Or they got like 8 hours of sleep, but it wasn't good sleep.
Right. Sleeping on like the floor.
Yeah.
Or they did get rest, but they just spent like so much time like the previous day, like lifting cargo or something. So they're not recovering. Alright. I'm gonna go over is the older woman who's kind of speaking to guests about like the giant octopus they found, the giant squid, I mean.
Yes.
Is she also one of these people that had the bags under her eyes?
Very, very slightly. Like an older woman, you're like, this person actually looks younger than you. And you're kind of taken aback because this younger lady seems to know quite a bit about what was dug up.
By younger, like what are you talking? Like they're
She looks 25. So about 2 years younger than you.
okay. I imagine Gerald would think that's not quite as strange.
Yeah.
Because it's possible maybe this woman came in with the giant squid as part of a museum piece. Like she was the expert, got hired on, so Gerald's gonna chalk that up to that. However, is there any other people like people just working the museum that you said I spotted like other museum workers that have the bags over their eyes? Is there anyone that's like not tending to any of the public?
Yeah, you see a security guard who's kind of leaning up against the wall. He yawns. He's just watching the crowd, and he has very obvious bags under his eyes.
All right. I'm going to leave Alexander and Susan to go talk to that guard real quick.
Okay.
Wait. Take her with you. I don't want to watch her.
Alexander, she's here to see the museum.
It's okay, Alexander. You don't have to watch me. Mr. Tingles will keep me company.
I don't know.
I'm going to whisper to Susan, it's more so you and Mr. Tingles can watch him.
She like giggles slightly.
Almost want to. No, never mind.
You want to listen in?
No.
If you want to roll a listen check, you can.
I don't think he cares enough. Honestly,
he's infatuated with a giant squid in front of him.
Yeah.
All right. Gerald will go over and do that.
Is it is there something I could roll to like trying to analyze this and see if I like maybe, but would I roll like a history check to see if I've read anything about this giant squid maybe in the monster book that I read?
Give me a archaeology or natural world.
Okay, I'll do archaeology. Come on, yeah. Damn.
You. Which monster book are you talking about in specific? The one.
It's the specifically the book of it was the
Urban
book
Legend?
of, or oh yeah, of Urban Legends. Maybe I found.
You are not finding anything of giant squid in the Book of Urban Legend. The closest you've gotten to probably what could be assumed as a giant squid is the Kraken, but you're like, those are usually off the coast of like England and
Yeah.
like in the oceans, not in Nebraska.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ilk. Yeah. I would say no. Still looking at it, trying to figure this, trying to see what's so important about this giant squid.
Um, so you go and you talk to the guard. Hello. Oh, Doc, how you been? Um, you've never seen this individual in uniform, so you didn't know he worked as a museum security guard. But this is a gentleman that you helped. He recently um probably yeah, he recently came into your office um with very obvious insomnia complaints and like fatigue complaints. Um, you gave him some sleeping aids, um, and his name was
I must apologize.
Richard.
My character Gerald, I the player, was muted during the recording of this part.
Yes, Richard. It's a relatively new job. Mayor hired some extra security with the new exhibit and all. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, slightly. It, once again, it doesn't look like they are like completely sleep deprived, but it looks like he's probably been not sleeping well for weeks on it. Hmm. Oh, the medication works fine. It's the darndest thing. I get 8 hours. I get my my necessary 8 hours. I got a nice mattress. I got a nice place. I just wake up feeling dog tired every night. Here, can I be on? Can I be honest with you, Doc? My sleeping problems all started when I started this job here. I don't know. Maybe it's something about the juju of this place, but as you can see, a lot of folks seem to not be sleeping all that well. Yeah. Um, the ones that look the worst are the people who work at the museum. Oh, well, the new exhibit opened 3-ish weeks ago. So, that was when I was hired. Yeah, they all, yeah, they all look in some degree equal to or slightly less than how Richard looks. Replace people's faces. Yeah. Hmm? Um, you probably spoke to him a week and a half ago. Oh, sure, Doc. I can do that. Um, maybe recently heard that some older buildings have asbestos. Uh, I heard yeah. Who knew? A common building material used probably no more than 20, 30 years ago would be so dangerous. Huh. Well, Doc, you fair enough. Well, you go enjoy the exhibit. If you want any information, I'm not really the guy to ask about the exhibit. That young lady right over there points to the a woman who's pretty much leading a small tour. He is
I'm still there.
probably, a foot
Still there.
away, staring at it, just trying to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
You do not see Susan.
Oops.
But that young lady, her name is Vanessa Jones. She's one of the archaeologists that helped dig this thing up. Thanks, Doc. You're a good one.
So after staring at the squid for a while, he's gonna look to see. I'm gonna say like after looking at it for a little bit, he'll like look over just to see if Susan's still there. Is she still? I'm guessing, is she still there or?
Give me a spot hidden.
So good at this. God.
You
Yeah.
can push the roll if you wish.
Fuck it, why not? That just mean I roll again?
Yeah, you roll again. And
Ooh.
okay. So you do see Susan. She's currently looking at she's like straining to look at like a glass case, and sometimes she'll like turn and look to the air behind, like beside her, and you see her make speak, and people around her will kind of look at her confused, and as you turn back to look at the squid, you swear you see its eye like shift to look at you. Like you swear you see it. Just it's just like the tiniest little shift of the eye, and then you blink and it's back to the way it was.
He'll kind of just go. He'll kind of just push his glasses up and kind of go, touche, motherfucker. And
What up, demons? It's me, your boy.
After that, I don't think there's anything else he could really get out of just looking at this thing anymore. He's just gonna go to where Susan is.
Okay. You see there's a lot of artifacts, and you do see that long, foot-long, half a foot to a foot-long piece of cylindrical. It looks almost like gold, with faint calligraphy and almost like what you would appear to be like a runic language, but it's broken at both ends. And there's a little placard card that says fragment of staff found at archaeology dig. Origin unknown, but appearance dates it almost 1,000 to 2,000 years old.
Could I make a check to see if I've seen this runic language at all in any of the books I've read? Either of the books I've read?
Sure. Give me a Cthulhu Mythos check.
Alright. Come on, I need a tentacle. Holy shit!
So you're looking at this, and these runes, you've spent the last 4 weeks reading a book. Some of these runes look very familiar.
Ooh.
It's not a complete sentence. You're not getting a complete word. Some of it seems to have been snapped, but you have the letters A and W.
And what?
A and W.
Okay. Can I? How many A's or W's do I see on this staff?
Mainly, like it's either at the top or at the bottom. You can't really tell.
Okay.
But it's like A, W, and then the broken part. You wager that if there's another piece, it probably has more writing.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that was lucky.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, good.
Okay.
All right. I will approach the one named Vanessa.
Okay. Vanessa, you see this larger, doctorly-looking man approaching you. Have you ever seen Journey Atlantis? The old Disney movie Atlantis, I think.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
John Marston?
I believe I know what you're talking about, but I also don't know movies.
So he's a
Atlantis
he's
the
a
Lost
he's a
Empire.
tall, muscular individual. He's not wearing any like doctor clothes at the moment. Rather, just casual. He's got like a buttoned-up shirt, and sleeves that are kind of rolled up halfway because of the weather. He's got olive skin. He's bald. He just kind of waves his hand awkwardly. Excuse me, miss. Vanessa, right?
Yes, how can I help you?
Well, just wanted to. Well, I came here, with a few others, exploring the museum. Wanted to. I was just really curious. Is everyone sleeping all right here?
She is taken aback as you say this. She was expecting a question about the squid. Well, actually, I have not been able to sleep well since I dug up this squid of ours, this fine specimen.
Oh, what's it called?
It's literally the scientific name. Architectus Dux. Yeah, Architect. I'll post what it's how to say its name.
Gotcha.
That's its scientific name.
Damn.
Oh wow, that's a name.
Yeah, it is a name.
Gotta love scientific names. They are so unreasonably complicated for no
Architethus?
reason. Architect.
Architethus.
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 Well,
Yeah, no.
it doesn't have a name currently, but it is just a architethus.
Really? Oh, where'd you dig it up?
DM did not give me that information.
It was probably a few miles out of town. Say you finished the archaeological dig, and then the mayor was like, "Great, you finished digging up a bunch of the ground. We're now going to build something here. Get out of here. We're turning this into a construction site."
It was just a few miles out of town, and now the mayor has issued uh, a, it to be a building site where we initially dug up this specimen.
Miss,
So
if I
go
look, if
ahead.
Gerald's gonna take a look at the squid, it does not look. Does it look like a fossilized thing, or it is like looks like a lifelike?
It looks fossilized. Like you can see like mineral deposits.
Okay.
But it also does eerily look like it's like that kind of uncanny valley where it's like it's fossilized, but it also looks like it could come alive if it wanted to.
So, really weird. Know what? I am no marine biologist, but that must be pretty far from the ocean.
We are at a loss for, and even with ocean levels rising and falling over the years, we are still confused on how it ended up here. Are you a local, by the way?
Oh, yeah, I have been here for quite a while. Born and
I've
raised.
heard I've heard rumors that a group known as Enigma
Yeah, Enigma. Like
could help with the strange dreams that I'm having since digging up this specimen. Do you know where I can find them?
GM, how Enigma is not a normal thing that any people can casually know, right?
the main body is more secretive, but your group has been known in town as like mystery solvers. You help people find things or figure things out.
So we have a name,
Um,
but not for like the main body, just for
yeah,
our
not
little branch in this town.
yeah. You have a name for solving minor mysteries and small crime, not solving eldritch horrors and protecting people from blood-sucking cats and carnivals that steal people's faces. That's like how Angie knew you is you would help her track down her cats multiple times.
She knew we were Enigma the whole time.
Yeah.
Gerald will say, something of the sort. I do know of them. Holds out his hand. My name? Gerald Austin. I work for this small group called Enigma.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure to meet you. She holds out her hand and takes his and shakes it. My
Uh,
name is Vanessa Jones.
what does Vanessa Jones look like?
Oh boy, no, I saved her image. You're gonna have to let me find it. She has green eyes, long brown hair. She is wearing a collared shirt. She has glasses on her face, and she's wearing explorer shorts.
Very well.
If you want to post a picture of how she looks in the Discord, you can. I should ask Realm first. Realm was
No, totally.
Is it alright if I do it and volunteers?
I will probably, the way I'll handle like pictures, if someone wants it to represent them, I can probably, as I edit the videos, just pop up. Hey, audience, you're about to get a picture. Bah! That is Vanessa Jones.
Alright. Here is Vanessa. Quite nerdy looking.
Very well. Yeah, we deal with a lot of strange little instances, usually psychological in nature, with a lot of people. I'm going to give her the address to our base, the place we stay at. Come on down. We can. I am also a doctor. Can do some health tests and ask you a couple of questions. And, we can see what we can do.
So helpful. What times are you open, or is it alright if I stop by after my work shift today?
Well, I'd say. Uh, do we have a?
You don't really have set hours. You're mainly if
It,
people
it's
knock on your door and say, "Hey, we have a problem," you're usually there to help.
yeah, it's very like private investigator kind of feeling, where it's
Yeah.
like people just come in.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
very private.
Or an Enigma member
Yeah.
comes in, we have to answer. So it's kind of like the thing to where we have to have like a doorbell, like a lot, like a
Yeah.
noise go off, and we have to like answer.
You've got a doorbell and you got a mail slot.
Do we
You also have
phone?
you have a phone, and you both have cell phones, but you also have a
Oh.
landline.
Right.
Landline and cell phones. I'll
Yep.
I'll give Vanessa the landline phone.
You also have a very loud doorbell in the form of anytime someone knocks, Sandy usually barks.
Sure. That works.
Yeah, you can call that number. That's our place of business. Most likely, you'll be hearing from. I look over, see Alexander's not there. Sigh, because I don't see Susan or Alexander.
Um, as you do that, as you look over, you don't see Alexander, but then you feel a slight tug at the corner, like the edge of your shirt, and you look down, and Susan is standing right next to you, and she goes,
Bro,
they have some really cool stuff over there,
okay.
Gerald. Wait, are you busy? I'm sorry if I interrupted.
No, no, no. It's quite all right, Susan.
Vanessa,
Give me just a minute to talk with Miss Vanessa here, and I'll go over and look at look at those things with you.
I'd like to say that Alexander again did not notice her leaving because he was staring at the fucking staff.
yeah, she is almost unnaturally quiet, and she is very quiet for a 6-year-old. Vanessa, you do notice talking to Gerald, this 6-year-old girl, she's talking to him almost like as if he's like a brother or like a father figure, and you're like, "Hmm." Vanessa then, no, Susan then steps back slightly. She's still within eye shot. But yeah.
Well, yeah, Miss Vanessa,
Just
this is the phone number here. You can call our business. If you want to stop on by after your shift, you're more than welcome to. We don't really have work hours. We kind of just, you know, if it's an emergency, you can arrive at any time. If you want to schedule a meeting, you call, and we get you taken care of. Most likely, it'll be me answering the phone. My other associates are either not present or tend to not ever answer the phone. As I say that, I look around still for Alexander.
Alexander's definitely the type of person that lets it go to voicemail and then will listen to the voicemail, and if it interests him or is important enough, he will call them back.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much.
I can't find my husband. Just like, he's cheating on you. Jesus.
Um,
very well. I will call after my shift to schedule. I would honestly like it to be a same day appointment, as, like I said, I haven't been sleeping all that well, even though nothing wakes me up, but I keep having the same strange recurring dream.
Oh, Gerald will think. Well, indeed, you can come on down the same day.
That will be perfect. Now, I won't take up any more of your time. I have a tour I gotta get back to.
it is at this point that everyone who is currently in the museum hears a loud voice go, "You shouldn't have done it! What's in the earth belongs to the earth. You've cursed this town, bringing it up. Just you see, just you wait. You'll find out I'm right. Should have left it in the ground." And
I'm
you guys,
guessing this has happened before.
yes, almost every day that you've worked, there's an individual that will come in and just pretty much yell at the top of his lungs, complaining, saying that this shouldn't have ever been dug up, and then he is rather swiftly escorted off the premises by security,
By
but it
security.
happens almost every single day.
Damn. Richard has to deal with
Alexander's
this
gonna-
every single day. Alex, go ahead.
Alexander is gonna wait until he gets escorted out, and then he's actually gonna
Go out as well.
You cut out.
I think he exploded. Oh no.
Alexander, you cut out.
What?
What?
You
now
cut
we
out.
hear it.
You wait until he's escorted out, and then you're going to, and then you cut out.
I'm gonna approach him. So I'm gonna go out of the museum when he gets escorted out, and I'm gonna approach him. I'm gonna walk up to him and just say, "Hey, you."
Yeah. What do you want?
Oh, that stuff you were just talking about before. I'd like to know a little bit more about what you're talking about.
Oh, do you agree with me? You recognize this guy as Nash Ryder. He is he's Somerville's resident how do I describe him? He's very much like the redneck hillbilly that's like, the government's out to get me. Aliens are real.
He's a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, he's Somerville's resident conspiracy. Second, so you're more on the conspiracy theory of like, these are real and they can help us progress, and he's more on the conspiracy theory of they are real and they are trying to kill us, and the government knows about them and the government is hiding it from us.
I'm just gonna put him down as end is near guy of town.
I am the doomsayer.
Yeah. Oh, it's you, Nash.
Alexander, how you been?
Very good.
Two conspiracy
Well, if it ain't my favorite, why did I start talking like you? God damn it! Oh,
Mom
I
always
like
said
started
the
copying your.
Mom always said the accent was contagious.
Sorry. All right, hold on. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. Oh,
Yeah,
last
I
time
mean-
you were talking about something crazy.
Well, I've mainly been here protesting the fact that they brought a giant, unidentified squid creature into our town.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in what's found in the earth will stay in the earth. Leave it there. You don't know, maybe this thing could have some ancient pathogen, and the government's just waiting to release it on us. And we all get turned to the finest on it. And then the government has complete control over us.
What makes you think there's anything special about it?
Yeah. I just don't trust the super old stuff. Especially like them artifacts. Unknown origin, I think they're alien. I don't like them.
Interesting. I thought maybe you knew more about it, and that's why you were protesting.
Oh no, I protest almost every single I protest building developments, I protest all new exhibits. Honestly, I just like protesting.
Man, that's an honest conspiracy theorist. Honestly, I just like to complain.
Yeah.
Well, tell me something. Besides the giant squid, hey, you heard anything else worth protesting about? I guess lately.
Besides the fact that the government is injecting people with strange dreams, and I've heard some people have been seeing figures walk around at night. You ever heard of them skinwalkers? People take on the appearance of other people and will walk around and do nefarious things. I think we got some of them in the town, so I'll sleep with my shotgun next to me. In case one of them tries to come and get me, I can.
Interesting. I wonder what would happen if one of those actually bit you.
Probably wouldn't be too nice. Honestly, I don't even know how skinwalkers take your body. Is it like a absorption, or is it like a peel your skin off your bones and then wear it as like flesh suit?
He's gonna kind of look away from him and look up, like to the sky, and just kind of just go, and like push his glasses up and just be like, sounds amazing. Well, good to see you, Nash.
Good to see you too, Alexander. I'm gonna go before they actually bring up the cops. So far, the museum security only just kicks me out of the building, but then sometimes they also call the police because I tend to loiter, and yell at people. But I'm gonna go. It's been a pleasure. Yeah.
Hey, Nash. He's gonna walk away from him a little bit, and then he's gonna kind of turn around and just yell, "Hey, Nash! Never stop protesting."
Never stop protesting. The government's gonna do what it wants unless we protest what it does.
He's gonna turn around and just kind of just say to himself, "What a fucking idiot." He's gonna say it with a smile, like, "Oh, what a." He's saying it in a way of like, "Oh, what a goofball," but he's saying "fucking idiot."
Yeah.
Probably like that's probably Alexander's like favorite person in the town. He's always says something interesting, even if it's crazy.
That's probably exactly why.
Yep. And then he'll go back in.
Good. Give me a spot hidden. See if you can pick up any interesting characters or people that Alexander as he's walking back in.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh, that's a fumble.
Um,
What do I bump into and fucking and fall down? No.
I mean, you did pass a really bad fumble. That's like almost critically fumbling.
That's the kind that everybody's getting murdered and he still doesn't know what's going on.
You're thinking about the skinwalkers and like what it would be like to be able to change into other people, and then you do run into some. And the first thing you notice is you're like stumbling back. It's a very large, almost like witch-like, as even in this like probably 85 to 90 degree weather, they have this. You played Elden Ring, correct?
Oh yes, love it.
You know Ronnie?
Yes.
This person has that kind of a hat.
Oh.
Right? So she's like a very large witch hat.
Okay. Yeah, can you... Sorry, but can you get out of the way?
Did you bump into her?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
she would... She's gonna be like... Yeah. Okay. And she will walk away.
I thought Nash was fucking weird.
Yeah.
She will walk away like a few feet, like 10 feet, and then look at you, trying to be sneaky about it.
Do I?
With a 99 spot hidden, you're like, you kind of like brush yourself off and go back to what you're doing, completely oblivious to the fact that this lady is pretty much staring you down.
All right, yeah.
But Gerald, you walking past this group after this slight outburst, you do see Alexander now. Yeah, and Susan's like grabbing your hand and trying to pull you over to this case of stuff, but she's a 6-year-old and you are a very
I let
muscular
her. I make the feeling like she's able to pull me, even though I know physically she can't at all.
she pulls you to this place and you see shards of pottery. You see this foot long cylindrical golden thing. There's not really anything that's like fully constructed. You're seeing like almost not it's almost like pictograms on these potteries, on these shards of pottery, but all of these pictures are broken. Yeah. She goes like, isn't that so cool? It's like what is it called? This I'm not the best at reading. Mr. Sebastian at the carnival, he didn't let us read all that much.
Oh. Well, that's a shame. Reading's a great thing. As long as you
I
don't
like drawing
read
more than I like
too
reading.
much, like, I point over to Alexander. Now that
Oh, I
he's
don't think I could ever read as much as him.
He reads too
Do
much.
I over? Do I? I'd like to say, do I notice them or do they just notice me?
I don't imagine Gerald's trying to be hidden, and he's not.
Yeah,
He's not a very stealthy individual.
he's also he's very tall and very
Yeah.
muscular. So you do see Gerald and Susan. And you do see Gerald make direct eye contact with you while he's saying something to Susan.
I'll walk over to where they are. And I'll just, as he's like looking at me, I'll kind of just be like, "Hey, you got a problem?"
Oh no, Alexander. Just wondering where you disappeared off to.
I was catching up with Nash Ryder. You know, that crazy guy of the town? That's what all that yelling was. It was him.
Can't know him personally. Is he a friend of
You,
yours?
you only know him by name. He's the kind of person who's like doesn't really ever come to the doctor, lives in a cabin
Is he the kind of
outside of
person that's like,
town.
he's like against medication from doctors because it's like it's all the government. They're trying to poison me.
Yeah, and you're pretty sure he makes his own. He's the kind of person who probably makes his own moonshine, and just lives in a homemade log cabin in the woods.
Cool.
Not in the woods, in in the woods. He lives outside of town, and is just
Out in the middle of nowhere. There's definitely plenty of that in Nebraska.
yeah.
Gerald will just make like a. Him and Alexander are. It's a funny thing. They're not friends. They
Barely
are coworkers.
acquaintances.
They're barely coworkers.
They are coworkers in the fullest of sense.
But
Coworkers, roommates, and pretty much that's it.
Yeah.
but there is a trust
Hmm.
to some extent towards Alexander, because Alexander knows things Gerald does not. Gerald obviously can do doctor stuff. Alexander cannot do any of that.
Yeah.
Clearly, neither of us can shoot a gun. That's why we need Sean or
Yeah. Bert.
or Bert. Yeah.
Yeah.
However,
But anyway,
Gerald goes back to looking back at the. Well, Alexander, what'd you think of that centerpiece? The squid.
very, very interesting thing. But there was a moment, I swear it looked at me. Me.
Kind of do a psychology check to see if, almost like an insight to see
Sure.
if Gerald actually knows, or if all the stuff Alexander suffered through is just insanity.
Yeah.
$75.
Ooh, 98.
Oh, 98.
Chalk it up to
You
he's
don't-
probably
No.
he's probably not all in the head. He's been in his room reading books this whole time.
Yeah.
It's all getting to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like probably the isolation. In fact, it's to the point where like you're like thankful that he's actually out and doing things, because as a doctor you know that being isolated for too long legitimately can drive someone completely crazy. Or like cabin fever almost. But yeah.
Well, I'm
But
glad
I
you're
was
enjoying
actually-
the place. Whether it looked at you or not, you realize all the people in here are really tired. Have you noticed that?
Wouldn't say I noticed it, no. However, when I was talking to Nash, he was telling me about. Could have swore heard about like people walking around at night, something called skinwalkers.
What, you mean like those movies?
Yeah, I think so. And again, it is Nash.
It is Nash.
But what if it was true?
I believe that man really does suffer cabin fever. And he's outside a lot. He's not in a cabin most of the time. Only when he goes home.
Yeah.
Well, if you haven't noticed, it's gonna like gesture over to like a security guard and over towards Vanessa and other museum workers.
While you are gesturing around, you do notice this woman in a large witch hat is just staring at you and Alexander and Susan. Just staring. Probably like a good 5-6 feet away, but just staring at the three of you.
Hell's wrong with that chick?
Oh, hello, miss. Sorry, I forget how tall I am. I'll move to the side if you want to look at the relics here.
No, it's fine. And she will hide herself behind her book. notebook that she was writing stuff on.
Like, she'd stare at you for a moment and then scribble furiously, and then is now hiding behind her notebook.
Oh. All right.
Just ignore her.
Does this woman have bags under her eyes?
She does.
White bags under her eyes, yeah.
Yeah.
Like same kind as like people in the museum?
No. These actually look more like
So
not the fact that she's getting. This is more getting less sleep than she needs, not getting poor sleep.
Oh, so this one is literally like sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is automatically different than the people I was
Yeah.
saying.
It's a slight difference.
How does Gerald go about this? Because I thought of 3 different outcomes here. What did you say, Alexander? Towards her?
I was actually saying it to you. Just ignore her.
Oh, why? I'd say like suspiciously.
I bumped into her already when I came back in after talking with Nash. Seems weird. And not interesting at all.
I'm sorry. Just you Alexander, right? And she looked at Alexander's. You're part of Enigma, I think.
Sorry, say that again.
You're part of Enigma, right? Enigma.
Yeah. You're Alexander, part of Enigma, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Who's asking?
I like to write stuff. I like to write and stories, and also you're Gerald, right? Gerald.
You're quite informed, miss. That is my name.
I like interesting things and people, and I write stories, and what are you up to? Can I ask a few questions?
Look, lady, if you're trying, if this is your idea of hitting,
Sure, why not? I'll answer some questions for you.
Thank you. It's hot today, isn't it?
Sorry.
It's hot today, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's 85-degree weather. By the way, are you sleeping okay?
You know, at my age, it gets difficult to sleep sometimes. And she blushes a bit.
Difficult to sleep?
Yeah. Don't worry about it. But thank you. You're a doctor, right? That's why you're asking?
That I am.
But are you part of Enigma as well? Are you part of Enigma as well?
We are. I look over at Alexander.
Yeah. She already knows that Alexander is part of it.
I guess I am too. Yes.
So, like, you're a doctor, but you find people, and you do you help around the town. Is it like, are you like you'll be like a superhero. You're like, you're a doctor and you are so
No.
doing.
Oh. He kind of just like slightly flustered. Like, I wouldn't say I'm a superhero. I do what I can to help the people around the town.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes a weird problem comes up, and me and my associates, we do what we can to help
Uh-huh.
people as much as we can.
Uh-huh.
My trade is mostly being a doctor, so most things of a medical nature I tend to attend to, but also, you know, we're a group of
You got off.
detectives. We're a group
Okay,
of
okay, okay.
detectives with varying skills.
Okay. So
It,
so
is there
so
a
you said.
problem? Is there perhaps a problem you have, Miss?
Yeah. What do you want?
I mean, I'm not sure what to write about next, which is why I came here. There's this squid, right? And it was found here, and it's interesting. But also, you two are interesting. I could maybe, have you in my book, like as characters. I have some people that win my book, so maybe it will make more people come to you.
Oh,
Are you a comic writer?
No, I write novels.
what's your name?
Eh.
It's Rose Chagrin.
Well, Rose, it's nice to meet you. Gerald's gonna hold out his hand.
It's nice to meet you too, Mr. Kevard. What's your name? Your family name? Maybe I would know that actually. Ruby, would I
You
know
wouldn't
his
know
family name?
You wouldn't know their family name. You wouldn't know their last name, but you do know them by first name.
Hmm?
Actually, you wouldn't know Gerald's last name because you would know him as Dr.
Dr. Austin.
Jones. Dr. Austin.
Okay. Uh, Nice to meet you, Dr. Austin. And
Pleasure,
you,
Rose.
Mr. She look at Alexander and she says, "You, Mr."
Yes.
Oh.
Nice to meet you.
Is Mr. Alexander fine?
Sorry. One more time.
Is Mr. Alexander fine? Mr. Alexander.
I don't really.
Is it fine
care
to
for
call you like
Mister.
that?
Just call me Alexander.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no, Mister.
Okay. Alexander, no Mr.
So you're a novel writer.
Yes.
What kind of novel is this?
I mean, what kind of novel I write?
Yeah. What kind of novels do you write?
Fantasy, fantastical, horror. I really like writing about magic stuff or paranormal stuff. And I thought it could be cool if I had like two characters like you that would like go around the town and solve like mysteries, but then the mysteries actually are not like simple mysteries. They're like stuff happens and like it's not normal stuff. It's like magic stuff, and I thought it could be interesting.
Gerald's gonna whisper to Alexander. You know, it would be funny, Alexander. You read so much. She could write characters in a book about us, and you can read them.
He's gonna sigh.
But by the way, you got
So,
complimented today. She said you were interesting.
So, could you make it to where I would start mutating for some reason?
In the story?
Yes.
Yeah. What kind of mutation? Do you want insect raids? Or like a butterfly
Non-human.
wings?
Suddenly, Gerald's like,
Huh? I mean, insects are pretty inhuman, but what do you mean? Like tentacles, maybe? Are you into that kind of stuff?
Gerald would like stealthily take steps away from Alexander and Rose. We'll have Susan in hand. Let's go check out
Kind
other
of.
parts of the exhibit.
Wait, where are you?
Gerald,
I
you
mean,
look
more
down.
like.
Sorry, say that again, GM.
You look
Yeah, go ahead.
down. Susan is not there. She is like 5 feet. She's like 15 feet away, looking at another exhibit. And you now think on it. This is the first time she has been really outside in probably 2 months. So she is very much just like going around this museum looking at everything.
Yeah. And Gerald is actually relatively. He is happy that she is happy. And one of the concerns was obviously for the month of holding her was like. You know how Mr. Tingles will interact with others around her. Because while Gerald feels safe, he does not want any harm to come to others or to Susan. So
You do.
And while people are, get like chills and suddenly look around when they pass by her, Gerald is relatively happy at the moment that there's nothing like bad happening to people aside from that. Like the silent protector is watching her.
You do notice at like one point while she's looking at these artifacts, another kid around her age will like kind of come up and almost push her out of the way, and will like start looking at the artifacts instead, and then he'll like turn and start walking towards like a parental figure, and you watch as his leg as he trips over almost nothing, but you see it more as his legs are swept out from underneath him, and he just absolutely slams into the floor and starts crying and runs to his parents.
Oof.
Gerald will say to his head, "Well, that was kind of funny. Kind of deserved." That puts in Gerald's mind then that this entity, that Mr. Tingles knows how to show restraint. It wasn't any severe attack on the kid. It was, this kid's being a dick. Trip him up. The kid's now crying and running to his mom. So Gerald takes a breath of relief and is walking over towards Susan and Mr. Tingles at whatever bits of the museum they're looking at, leaving Alexander with Rose.
Alexander will say, when she starts like listing things that I want to be mutated with, he's gonna say, how about with that? And he points to the giant squid.
Huh? So like, like a squid head, or like a squid bottom. Would you like to be able to swim? I mean, I guess you already you can you swim? Did you learn how to swim? Is it why you want to be a squid?
I just don't want to. I'm just not a fan of being human.
I kind of get it. It, it's a bit boring, isn't it? Like, I kept hearing all the stories about magic and stuff, and I mean, I wish it was real,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, you can just let me follow you, Buff, and just proceed with your visit, and I will just nut stuff and follow silently.
So just to be clear, this is strictly for the book. You're not like secretly got a crush on either one of us, right? It's not that.
I mean, I do not really know you, Buff. I was wondering about your relationship at some point. I thought maybe the two of you. But I mean, I'm not personally interested in the two of you. I just think you need.
All right. Good. Then sure, follow. Just
Yeah.
remember, you said silently.
Yes. Yeah. Silently. Yeah.
Yep.
Furiously right.
Yeah. I'm glad you like her.
Okay. Unless there's anything else at the museum you guys wish to do, it's a rather productive day, and you head most of you head home at around probably 2:33ish. So you're there for like a couple hours.
I'll say to Rose. Alexander will say to Rose right before they go home. I expect the first draft. Here's our address.
Yes, but what would be really, really good is if I was allowed to, maybe accompany you in like one of your investigation, if you have any. Would you mind?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of right now. We don't, but he'll kind of look. He'll kind of look to the left a little bit, not really looking at her in the eye, and then say, "I guess you want to give me your contact information. I'll tell you.
Yes. Here's it's my business card, and she bowed her head and she put a business card forward in like a very polite manner and rehearsed manner.
Thanks.
And can I visit your office at some point if you two don't mind?
Harold or Gerald?
I imagine eventually Gerald will reconvene with you.
Yeah, I mean it's before we leave, so everyone's together.
Everyone's together.
Normally it's reserved for, potential business, but I'll say, yeah, you can come on down. If you need to ask some more questions.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
I will see you. I will see you soon. Thank you.
Yeah.
And actually, Kevald, I already forgot. Your character would have been there when I asked about if I could accompany you in an investigation. So your character could have mentioned
Gerald will
the
say,
nightmare thing.
"Well,
Um,
we'll see."
yeah.
Okay, thank you. I will see you soon. Take care.
Yeah.
You as well.
Try.
Have a safe
try
night,
to
Miss
not-
Rose.
Yes. See you. And she went away.
She'll run away.
What a strange girl. He'll say that right before getting in the car. Or going towards the car, wherever it is.
Yep. You guys head back to the car, and you are able to head back to Enigma HQ. Is there anything you guys do while you are there? While you are at Enigma HQ?
I'm gonna write on a note just so I don't have a conversation open with Susan, but I say, "Nice job with the kid," for Mr. Tingles.
You feel like a rush of wind next to you. Almost like a satisfied, like, yeah.
Like, yeah, kid had it coming.
Alexander will go straight to his room, and
Alexander, wait.
he's what?
Want to go to your room immediately, or should we wait? Weird stuff has been happening over there at that museum. We should talk about this. Besides, there's someone else who works there is going to come on by at some point.
Excuse me? When were you
Yes.
gonna tell me this?
We just got home.
Fine.
And it's our business to tend to the people if they need assistance. The woman, Vanessa, who works there at the museum, she dug up that thing that you were Googling over.
His eyes are gonna widen when you say that, and he's gonna be like, he's gonna literally just come right down and just sit at the table. So, you want to talk? Talk.
Just stick around. Alright?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go make us some food. Gerald's gonna get up and basically go cook and basically pass time making food for Susan, making food for Alexander and himself, and potentially extras in case there is uncomfortable conversations happen with Vanessa that arrives, or if Rose shows up out of the blue. Gerald is he's making extra meal, essentially.
I'll say. Actually, never mind. Never mind.
I was about to ask, what does Alexander do while he's making food?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll say what he's gonna go to his room, but he's not gonna stay there. He's just gonna go there for a second. Just what he's honestly doing real fast is he's gonna check. He always does this thing where he check to make sure that the 2 books that he hid in his room are still there.
Yep. You have both books, and you swear you didn't put it there. But on top of the 2 books is the envelope with your name written in calligraphy that is still unopened.
Yeah, what is this? He's gonna finally just open it. He's been putting it off for like a month.
You open it, and in it you see it. There's a folded piece of paper, and you unfold it, and there is a note written in a language you don't fully understand. Give me another Cthulhu Mythos check.
Oh boy. Yeah. Can I push it?
Yeah.
Hiya! Wow. Ass.
You recognize that this is the same runic language that you saw earlier today, and the same runic language that is in your book. You're not able to put the pieces together. I will allow you to use one of the books as almost a deciphering tool if you wish, but you might take some insanity damage.
Fuck it. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. You take 6 points of insanity damage.
What?
He's at a number.
Excuse me? Wait. I'm gonna keep that hidden. And I minus it from the right, correct? Number?
He has his switched around, so it would be the
Yeah,
the
I don't
right.
know why. I don't know how that happened. It was like that when I fucking did this.
Yeah.
So it's kind of switched. Okay, cool. So that is correct. All right, cool. Never mind.
Yep. You translate this note, and it says, Alexander Corvus, you are invited to the Cosmic Arboretum, effective immediately, and you feel yourself slowly fall into unconscious. Come to the secret. Come into DM scheming with me for a second.
Oh boy. Pollard, you all are
Game
dead.
after whispers. No problem. Do you promise not to metagame? Well, then if you want to also join us so that this can be recorded, and then
I kind of don't
your
want him to
characters
know.
won't.
I'll be honest.
He could. No.
I know.
Could you? Could you join us and then? No, you wouldn't be able to. If you're not able to hear, they're not able to hear, right?
I mean, you can just have his headphones off, no?
That's fine. Man, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Do that.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
See you in Game Master Whispers.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's Yeah,
This
just use
this
this one.
Okay.
Yeah, for some reason I don't have permission to speak in that one.
Yeah, me either. Alright. Fair.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Alright.
So, Alistair. No, not Alistair. Alexander.
Yeah.
Both A names. You
Mm-hmm.
feel yourself drift into unconsciousness, and then suddenly your eyes snap open. You're standing in this very grandiose entry room. A large ornate door in front of you, out of a almost like purplish black wood. And you hear voices from behind the door. You can't make out what they're saying, but you do hear footsteps approaching you from behind.
Fuck it. Let's look behind me.
Okay.
If I can.
You turn around and you see an impossibly long corridor that just stretches on. And walking up to you, you see a familiar looking, well dressed gentleman who looks at you, gives a warm smile, and in perfect English says, "Ah, you finally were able to decipher my invitation. Welcome, Alexander. Would you like to continue our conversation inside? I'm sure you have many questions."
Yeah, a little bit. But I guess we can talk.
So he walks past you and pushes open this doorway. This door. And what you see beyond this door is probably the singular largest collection of books you have ever seen.
Oh shit.
It appears to be the world's largest library.
His eyes Alexander's eyes are like widening, and he's kind of got like he's got his mouth open a little bit, and kind of just like looking around. And then he'll
Welcome.
push his glasses up while he's looking at them.
It's quite a sight, isn't it? Welcome
Ah.
to the Cosmic Arboretum. This is
Okay. One more time, if you don't mind. Cosmic, what?
Oh wait, that's the wrong word. We were gonna go Cosmic Archives.
Okay.
I was thinking of an A word, but the A word I was using was a garden, not a library. So this is the Cosmic Archive.
It's
This
amazing. Amazing.
is the single greatest repository of knowledge ever. The only one that was ever seconded, seconded it, you mortals burned down.
I apologize, based on idiotic humans.
It is not a problem. I am the curator. I control and run this place. And you have become a person of interest as of recent. Your brush with entities far beyond your understanding makes you an interest to me and some others here. And you are seeing here there are many different creatures walking around, reading books, taking things
What
from
are they
shelves.
called?
There's all sorts.
Oh,
You see, like there are like almost like an octopus-like creature that's like literally just like moving on long spindly tentacles, and then it looks over at you and it has like two large eye stalks that just kind of blink at you, and then it continues to like almost crawl up a large bookshelf and pull a book from high up and then crawl back down. You see large lupine and feline people in bipedal that are just walking around. And one of them, a large lupine figure, makes eye contact with you and just growls slightly, revealing a muzzle full of sharp teeth. Do try not to stare. You are probably, if I had to wager, the weakest creature in the building at the current moment.
Oh, I
But
believe it.
the reason I summoned you here, well, humans do have a tendency to destroy, and break, and hurt. Your world is also a treasure trove of ancient knowledge. So I propose a business opportunity. Every once in a while, I might call upon you to collect an item of use. An item I would like to study. And then, as payment, I can answer questions. I can provide glimpses into places unseen. And if this relationship blossoms enough, I have ways to transcend that mortal shell of yours. He looked at you with just like this cool, calm smile.
Can you really make me not human anymore?
In time, the level of mutation would be directly proportionate to the item you help me acquire, as all businesses are ought to do.
I like what I get if I succeed. However, what do I get if I fail?
There will be no punishment for failure, besides the fact that you will have to remain in your... And he kind of like gestures to your body, not in like in a negative way, like pretty much like you'll have to remain.
Yeah. I get it. Now you really know how to hit someone where it hurts.
I know a great many things, Alexander. Alistair is a different form of you. Sorry, it could jumble.
Okay.
So many timelines and so many places.
Yeah. Fine.
If you
Deal.
If you oh, Fair enough. Well, it happens that I already have an item that I want you to acquire for me.
Can I take a guess on what it
Sure.
is?
You may.
Is it that stuff at the museum?
Which thing at the museum?
Never mind.
Well,
Forget I asked.
that's partially right. Your humans dug up a piece. Something known as the Scepter of Awakening. I want the completed artifact. It's broken into 3 pieces, and I will say you are not the only force that is trying to find this item. Bring this item back to me, and here, let me give you a taste. And he kind of reaches out his hand for you to take his hand.
I'll take it.
When you take his hand, your vision instantly sharpens to almost that of like a hawk or like a predator. You can see a lot more minute details and things. And he, with the other hand, he kind of flicks it, and a mirror appears in his hand. And he holds it up, and you now have like cat slit pupils. And he releases your hand, and your eyes go back to normal.
Wow. That was amazing. Amazing.
Get me the item I request, and I can make it a permanent change.
Alright. I'll do it. Hell, I'll do anything to not be this anymore.
Well, it does seem that you might have guests soon. I think it is time to wake up. You're lying back on the floor of your room.
Oh.
But you still remember everything. You are slightly sore because you did fall backward. But yeah.
Could have at least made me fall on the bed.
I don't know if Realm is back yet, but if Realm's back, even if he's not back, we can shift over.
There he is.
Oh, there he is. Ooh. No.
Yeah, it's okay. I figured it out. It was just 30 seconds.
Okay. We're now going to cut back to Vanessa. Vanessa, you've just finished your last tour. And you've swapped places with the other museum guard who's going to be taking the next roughly 2 to 3 hours. It's about 5 p.m. at this point. Where do you go? What do you do?
Well, she would immediately start walking to her car and pull out her phone to punch in the phone number that Gerald gave her.
Okay. Give me a spot hidden check as you're walking to your car.
I have a 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me. Look at what's like dodge mechanics. No, there is. Sorry, I'm looking at. Yep, obviously.
You're looking at Vanessa's sanity. Yeah, I have the first draft. I can show you.
Wait, what happened now?
Rose
Oh,
fan fiction.
gosh. Oh boy.
Where is that? Okay. I'm gonna need Lexi. I'm gonna need you to roll a D100 for me.
Alrighty. D100. 60.
Okay. What is your dodge skill?
Oh god, I'm being attacked already? What the fuck did I do?
You'll see.
Mugging in Nebraska classic. Hell yeah.
My dodge skill says 30.
Okay. Okay. So as you're walking to your car and you're punching in the numbers to the Enigma office, you suddenly feel someone grab you, and they're just like grabbing you and holding on to you. What do you do? You don't take any damage. It was just someone is currently like grappled onto you.
Well, she of course is going to scream for one and try to break loose.
Okay. Give me a give me a dexterity roll. One of the top
How
9.
small? Ooh,
Success.
small town.
Okay. So you are able to like you wrench yourself free of this person. You don't even know who grabbed you. And you let out a blood curdling scream as you wrench yourself free. You are now free. What are you doing?
Well, she's going to do the smart thing and take off as fast as she can.
Okay. You sprint to your car, and you get into your car, and you hear a... And you see someone hit the driver's side window. This person has their eyes closed, and their movements are slightly jerked, as they're like just hitting on the window.
Well, now that she's safe and is able to study the person and is able to assume they are sleepwalking, but this is quite strange behavior even for sleepwalking. So she's simply going to start her car and start driving away out of the parking lot and into the streets just so
Okay.
she can get some distance.
So you peel off. As you peel off, this person is like doesn't have this doesn't have the self-preservation skills to not back away, and you do feel the slight bump as you feel yourself drive over their feet, as they were like right next to the driver's side. And you watch in your rear view as they start to, even with their feet freshly ran over, scramble to follow the car. They are so slow that you're able to very easily leave them in the dust.
Now, saying fuck it to to phoning them and scheduling an appointment, she's going straight to Enigma's headquarters.